What's happening, road dogs and highway hounds? Hey, now Monka asking me a question sent me a message on the YouTube deal, and it's a good question. It's a good question that needs to be talked about. It needs to be talked about more than less. Saying I'm new to cryptocurrencies basically, and my coins are on GDax in Coinbase, and I know they're the same company, and but should I take them off and put them on paper wallets or a hardware wallet? So that's a question, and I'm just figured that's a good one for everybody for all of us to wrestle with. And if you've got an opinion on it, put it down in the comments below to help all of us, because we're all kind of out here trying to figure this stuff out ourselves. But my feelings on it, I did a video a while back, and my feelings are always in flux, and my thoughts are always in flux. Do you use Jax wallet? Do you use Jax.io or this, that, the other wallet? I don't even know how many wallets there are out there. But you got to understand there's levels of security with this stuff, right? And personally, I don't have a problem with human intervention. I kind of like it. Like with Coinbase, and it's kind of nice with cryptocurrency. You can use it when you want. You can leave it out when you want. Maybe. Depends on if you know what you're doing or not. And, I know enough to be dangerous, so be warned. But for me, it depends on what you're doing with your coins, right? Are you flipping your coins, or are you, are you dodging taxes or what? Which I don't recommend, because everything's traceable on here. I just assume that my cell phone has got viruses watching my every move, and I assume my computers have got viruses watching my every move. I assume everything I do can be discovered out, and I don't have a problem paying my taxes. Sometimes I think they're too high and whatnot, but I don't also like what the tax money's going for sometimes, but I pay my taxes. And that's why I buy and hold, and that little bit of fear of the IRS I think is healthy. Anyway, so if you're trying to avoid taxes or being traced or something, you wouldn't want to be on GDax or Coinbase, because they're going to tattletale on you every little thing that you do, even things that you aren't going to do. And here's something you got to think about if you're keeping money on Coinbase, is that if you say you bought Litecoin at $3, you've been holding it for 11 months right now, and you bought it at $3.80, and now all of a sudden you've made tenfold profit, and you're like, holy crap, this is real money now. I want to pull it off of Coinbase. So you put it on a paper wallet, and then Coinbase says you just sold, and they tell the IRS that you just sold your coins. This is how they operate, and so they're going to report that as a sale. Whether it is a sale or not is irrelevant. It's been reported as a sale. So now you've got to deal with that, and that sucks, because that's going to be a big pain in the butt. So if you're doing it for long-term buy and hold practices or whatever, you're not going to want to leave them on Coinbase. You're probably going to want to get a hardware wallet. Hold on, I got to go look at my truck, see if I got a check there. I do. I got paid for what I did. Not very much, but I got paid. So we're talking about GDax, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, so now with Coinbase, it's kind of nice because you don't have to be so careful about your private keys because that's their responsibility, right? You don't possess your Bitcoins technically because they have the private keys, but a little human intervention is not a bad thing, you know. And I think people, a lot of times in this space, it's like, I heard somebody complaining about RSK's foundation, like, well, it's not centralized or whatever, you know. A little centralization can be useful, you know. I mean, I'm all for decentralization, but some centralization can be handy, you know, to be able to call up a call center and say, hey, I don't know what I'm doing, can you help me? And they say yes, you know. And that's what happens, you know. That's what you can do that at Coinbase, you know, but you just got to trust them with their with your private keys. And I don't know, if I out of all of the places out there, I trust Coinbase the most, you know. I mean, I say some, you know, I criticize Coinbase, but Coinbase provides a valuable service. There's no doubt about it. But you just always got to keep in mind that Coinbase is in it for Coinbase, you know. So for me, if I'm using a hot wallet, I'm just going to use Coinbase, you know. But I don't. I just buy and hold. And so I buy my stuff. I take it off of I buy it through Coinbase, and I take it off of there, and I put it right onto a paper wallet. But you got to be careful with paper wallets because you can lose them. You know, I got one paper wallet with a drop of water on it, and it smudged. It didn't smudge the key area, but it smudged the other, you know, like just the color part, and that color is like gone right there. So you got to be careful with paper wallets. And I would suggest printing out, when you print out a paper wallet, print out 5 copies, you know, and store them in different locations, or, you know, people etch them in stone or steel or whatever. But you just got to be careful. But that's a way to hold them for long-term storage if you're not buying and selling. If I'm buying and selling, I'll use Coinbase. Another advantage to possibly GDax was, I'm not sure, or Coinbase, is the fact that they do keep track for you. And I don't know how they do that because I'm not a trader, but if you're trading on GDax or whatever, you know, they're going to keep track of all your trades. Maybe. I know they do on the Coinbase side. I don't know so much about the GDax side. But, you know, that's one reason why I don't trade, is because I don't know how to keep up with the tax headache. I mean, it's bad enough, scary enough, you know, putting it on a paper wallet. At least I got a private keys, and we can go, you know, look at the history of the account and say, hey man, I held it for over a year, so I got long-term capital gains, right? By the way, there's a little hint. Look at that. That's the logo for my company, about rear end of the guy in front of me. See that? And I put it on the right side. Everybody puts their logo on the left side. I put it on the right side because of you guys. And so when I'm playing a guitar, the guitar strap goes over here and it covers it up. But anyway, that's a little teaser. I ain't ready to bust it out yet. Do notice it's gold and silver. I don't know if you can see that or not. Gold and silver, that's money, baby. So yeah, so Coinbase, you know, go ahead. Something to think about with these 12-word seeds. Do John McAfee London. He did a, you know, put into YouTube John McAfee in London. he was talking about how that 12-word seed, if it comes up on your phone, if you got a virus on there and it's looking for 12-word seeds, which I would think they would, it can take a snapshot picture of that and send it to an email of the hacker. You know, he talks about hackers, how they're very stealthy and they observe their prey for a long time and try and recognize their habits. You know, so the 12-word seed thing, that's a point of weakness, right? Point of failure, I guess. Not that it's going to fail, but it could. You know, that 12-word seed's a vulnerability. So yeah, so you could have it. Yeah, it's just it's a scary place, but you know, just don't invest what you can't afford to lose. You know, and I think spreading it in many different places is a good idea, in many different addresses if you can. Mine are all in paper wallets, but you gotta be real careful. Bitcoin Blackboard or 101 paper wallets in YouTube, that'll get you to a place where you can figure out how to print paper wallets. Want to make sure it's on an offline computer, a computer that never goes online. Also got to be worried about photocopying private keys, because photo machines have memories, I guess, and they're very susceptible to viruses because they're not very sophisticated. So like basically every freaking copy machine you got has got a virus, you know, that's sending something someplace. So best handwrite things down. Something I'd like to do is create some hardware wallets or hardware paper wallet printers, or something to etch things onto little plates, little steel plates or something like that. But I got too much going on right now. But that's kind of my thoughts on wallet usage and using Coinbase. I wouldn't leave all my stuff on Coinbase for sure, or a significant amount, or whatever. I just wouldn't do that. But, you know, if I'm moving it frequently, Coinbase is probably the best option, because I worry about the 12-word seed. At least with Coinbase, you got somebody that you can complain to and say, hey man, my stuff is gone. You know, if you screw up with Coinbase, it's going to be hard to screw up with Coinbase, I would think. You know, it'd be real easy to screw up with a Trezor or a Ledger Nano. Maybe not. I don't know. But that's just my thought. The 12-word seed seems to me like it's a point of failure. Because how do you get that 12-word seed without hitting the internet? You just, I mean, maybe have one computer that is like solely dedicated for cryptocurrency, and yeah, that'd be the way I'd do it, I guess. And yeah, that's all my thoughts on it, or whatever. It'll probably change tomorrow and be different, so I'll be obsolete. Adios, muchachos. Thanks, Monka, for the question.